Dear candidates, you are welcome in this lesson of religious education. Last time I promised you that we shall look at the properties of authority and freedom and ways people misuse freedom and authority, and also relationship between freedom and authority. So these subheadings are going to take us through this lesson. Last time we looked at the meaning of authority and freedom plus power. You know that, and I'm very happy with you because you passed very well the exercise given. Thank you very much. Keep it up. So, proper use of authority and freedom. Likewise, when we talk of authority and freedom, we can't leave out leaders, people in position, and everyone. Because each person has got power, freedom, and authority. Each person has rights. So you can use your rights properly, or you can misuse your rights. You can use your freedom properly, or you can misuse your freedom. So we shall look at live examples today. Some examples in the Bible, how people used their rights, freedom, and authority. Proper use of authority and freedom. People use their authority to keep law and order. People use their authority to keep law and order. For example, police officers. Police officers keep law and order in our communities by arresting suspects, by guarding important places from thieves. By so doing, leaders like police officers maintain law and order. Another way, people defend people's rights. Leaders defend people they lead, their rights. Leaders are meant to defend our rights. They should make sure that our rights are not violated, are not abused. By so doing, they are using their authority and freedom given to them as leaders properly. People should use their authority to unite people. People should use their authority to unite others. When you see quarrels, come in and advise. Advise. Ensure that those people come together and stay together, because we were all created in God's image and we resemble God. We look each other because we have the living soul. So when you see people are not united, people are not together, please come in and give good advice. People use their freedom, authority to promote peace. Peace means state without time, without violence. A situation where there is no war, where there are no quarrels, disturbances, that is peace. So whoever disturbs one another, that person is disturbing peace, is violating someone's rights. So my dear candidates, you should ensure that whatever you do, you create peace. When you give one another, you are creating peace. When you ask for forgiveness, you are creating peace. When you share with one another, you are creating peace. You are creating peace. When you give someone good advice, you are creating peace. When you pray for someone, you are creating peace. So whatever you do that is good brings peace and harmony in our community. We have healing the sick. People should use their authority to heal the sick. For example, people with apostolic authority, like last time we looked at apostolic authority. The authority Jesus gave to the church. Jesus gave to the universal church. The authority Jesus used to perform miracles himself. And the same authority, people should use it today, like religious leaders, imams, priests, bishops, and other people with the gift of healing should use such authority to heal the sick by praying for them. Prayer heals. Prayer heals. We have casting out demons. This one still goes to religious leaders religious leaders, to anointed people, those who are anointed to do God's work, to do God's work. Those who are anointed to do God's work should ensure that they drive out demons. They chase demons from people. They should make sure that they chase demons from people. Because whoever chases a demon from a person is doing God's work. But you should do that when you have that authority. Rebellion against the Lord is as bad as witchcraft. Rebellion against the Lord is as bad as witchcraft. So here comes whoever has that authority, that gift of praying for one another, ensuring that demons are getting out from that person. And you sit on that talent, my dear candidates, there you are misusing the authority and freedom. But use that one properly, that gift properly, please. Ensure that you don't rebel against the Lord. Because when you let that person stay with demons, you are rebelling against the Lord. And rebellion against the Lord is as bad as witchcraft. So my dear candidates, we should ensure that whenever we are given positions, we should maintain our positions and we do what our positions require. Then we have misuse of authority and freedom. How people today mismanage their authority, misuse their freedom, misuse their rights. We have rights, but sometimes we misuse them. We misuse them. Still, we look at people in position, ourselves where we are, from our homes, not only here at school, on the way back home, on the way coming to school, whenever you are, you can misuse what you have, what you are given freely, because freedom and the authority both are God-given. So we should make sure that we should not misuse what was given to us freely. For example, killing innocent people, murdering innocent people, torturing innocent people. There you are misusing the authority. Judging someone without first finding out that a person is guilty. A person is innocent. You have not tried that person, my dear candidates, and you are passing out the judgment. Please, dear candidates, never judge anybody without knowing the truth. So killing innocent people, in areas where there was, people die, innocent people die. But wars are caused by people. Wars are started by people. Wars are started by people. Rebellions are started by people. And still people have power to control or to ensure that such wars or rebellions don't happen. So during the wars, innocent people die. Meaning that we should learn from that wars are very bad and we should not stage wars, because wars lead to death of people, destruction of property. Property gets destroyed because of wars. Innocent people die because of wars. So people misuse their authority and freedom through killing innocent people. We have embezzling public funds, stealing public funds, stealing money meant to develop the public, embezzling funds. That is using public funds to benefit yourself. Let's say you are a leader and you are given money to construct a road in your area where you come from. Then for use that money to set up a big home, accommodate your family members only. There you are stealing public funds or you are embezzling public funds, because that money is meant to develop the public, is meant to construct a road in our area, and that road is used by the public, by everyone in the community. So people steal public funds, especially, sorry to say this, leaders steal public funds. Because this money is got from the government, such funds sometimes as donations, you get money as donations, and that money is meant to develop the public. But a certain leader uses that money to develop himself. It means that such leader is a selfish leader, and it is very bad. By so doing, you are misusing your authority, you are misusing your freedom. Mistreating children, it is also another point. Mistreating children, child abuse, denying children's rights. For example, beating children, raping children, defiling children, denying children food, clothes, education. Because children are the needy. They need our help. They need our help. So who are the people mistreating children? Can be everyone. Children themselves can mistreat themselves. Parents can mistreat. And other leaders in our community can mistreat children. So people in position, their candidates, ensure that you don't mistreat yourselves, and also do things which cannot bring mistreatment to yourselves. We have husbands mistreating their wives. Husbands mistreating their wives. I can say, and vice versa. And vice versa. Last time we looked at the problems facing families today, facing marriages today. And we looked at this point in details. A situation where the husband slaps the wife. Also, wives can mistreat their husbands. For example, cooking late, bringing food late. You are mistreating family members, including your husband and the children, and other family members. The mother, the wife is meant to, let's say, cook food at home. And when you don't prepare food in time, it means that you are mistreating family members, and you are misusing your freedom given to you, your power given to you, your authority given to you in your home. So dear candidates, as you grow up, I know some of you will become husbands and others will become wives. So when you reach that age, ensure that you do what is right. You use your authority, your freedom profitably well in your family. Then we have being corruption, misusing public offices. That is corruption. You misuse a public office, a position given to you, you misuse it. For example, taking bribes. You take a bribe. You are doing corruption. You steal public funds. You are corrupt. Tribalism. You favor people of your own tribe. That is corruption. So leaders and all categories of people are called upon to fight corruption. It is criminal. It is very dangerous. It brings underdevelopment in our country, in the whole world. So dear candidates, we should use our freedom and authority to fight against corruption. Then we have ways people misuse freedom. Ways people misuse freedom. People misuse their rights, their freedom, and authority. Everyone has freedom, but again, you misuse it. For example, dressing badly. Here we always see in the newspapers, we read newspapers, we watch on televisions, some programs, especially newspapers. I don't encourage you to read some of those newspapers with such pictures. You look at a person putting on a miniskirt. Candidates, you should not admire that. It is bad. It is bad. It is bad. Someone is putting on a blouse showing private parts. Showing private parts is very bad. You are dressing badly. You are dressing badly. And of course, no one can choose for you what to dress. At least here at school, you are putting on school uniform, all of you. But as you grow up, you'll have a choice to go to the market. You buy a clothes you want to put on, and you put on. So I'm advising you, my dear candidates, always dress decently, not dressing badly. You bypass people, and all people look at you and point at you. Look at that one. Look at that one. You have a right to dress well, but when you dress badly, then you are misusing what was given to you freely. Then we have abusing people in public. Abusing people in public. You are together, seated as a group. Then for you come out and you abuse someone, it is a shame. Very dangerous. In public, everybody will take you as a bad person, as a person of bad manners. As a person of bad manners. Abusing is very bad. Abusing is very bad. It brings a curse. People hate you. When you abuse others, others will not love you because of that. Then we have use of obscene words on radio shows. Obscene words on radio shows, television shows, even in newspapers. You use bad words, obscene words to abuse others, to bring shame on others on radio shows. Remember, many people are telling to you, are listening to you when you're on the radio show. And when you use obscene words, then you are bringing hatred to yourself because of that. So my dear candidates, I advise you, obscene words are very dangerous. Abusing people is very bad. Dressing badly is very bad. Is very bad. Ensure that you avoid all this. Then we have civil servants misusing their offices. A civil servant is a person who comes to power by appointment and is a public leader. Is called to serve the public. Is called to serve the public. A civil servant is paid by the government. Is a leader, is a person who works, and he or she is paid by the government. And therefore is a public servant. Is called to serve the public. A civil servant is a public servant. Works and is paid by the government. But some of them think that the salaries, the money given to them is not enough. Is not enough. Instead of using the money they are given to them as their salaries or wages, they tend to be corrupt and misuse their offices. They accept bribes. For us, I'm sure you may go to somewhere you're looking for a job. They tell you to write application, you write, you pass the interviews, then when you reach there, they tell you, okay, give us this, give us this. Do you have 100,000 for you to get a job here? You get that? When you have, you give it out, and you get a job. That is a bribe. You are buying a job. You qualify to get that job. The person in the office is meant to give you that job, depending on your papers, on your qualifications. But the person is telling you, please, do you have 100,000 and I give you a job? You get it? That is very bad. That is a bribe. Then if you don't have, you are not given a job. You are not given a job. Then even someone who has no papers comes with money is given a job. It means that such leader is misusing the office, the position that person holds. So dear candidates, this one is for those public servants. I know you are studying and one day you will serve the public. Please, once you're given an office, make sure that you use your office very well. Dear prefects in this class, make sure that you serve your people the way you are supposed to serve them. Don't misuse what was given to you freely. Then we have relationship between freedom and authority. How are they connected? How are they similar? Are they the same? What makes them similar? We have such points here. Right from the start of this topic of authority, we say that all forms of authority come from God. All forms of authority come from God. God is a source of authority and freedom and power. It is God who gives freedom. It is God who gives power and everything. So, this is the first point we have. Both are God-given. God gives freedom and God gives authority. Both are God-given. Both are God-given. God gives freedom and authority. No one has authority from anywhere apart from God. All authority a person has comes from God. So both are God-given. The freedom we have are God-given. The power we have is God-given. We have misuse of authority and freedom breeds evil. Breeds evil. Misuse of authority and freedom breeds evil. Right from the start of this lesson, I told you that we are going to look at some examples in the Bible where people misuse their freedom, their authority, and the power given to them to control the rest of the creatures. For example, you know the story of Adam and Eve. Adam was created freely in God's image, was given a wife Eve freely, and was given the Garden of Eden, which was full of everything. Precious stones in the Garden of Eden, gold in the Garden of Eden, rivers like Pishon in the Garden of Eden. Everything was there, fruits, animals, everything was there in the Garden of Eden. And Adam was given freedom, authority to control everything. Was given authority to control everything in the Garden of Eden. But the devil came in the form of a serpent or the snake and tempted Eve to eat the forbidden fruit from the tree of life. And God had instructed them to eat everything in the Garden of Eden except the fruit from the tree of life. So the devil came in and tempted Eve. Eve failed the instructions and disobeyed the Lord and ate the forbidden fruit. After testing on it, he took some to his wife, to his husband, and the husband also tasted it. They had sinned by eating it because God told them not to eat it, and they misused their freedom and authority and the power to disobey God, and God was not happy. Misuse of authority and freedom breeds evil. Evil came in now. God became angry, annoyed with them, and he chased them from the Garden of Eden. God chased all of them from the Garden of Eden. Not only that, God continued and cursed each participant there. The serpent was cursed, Eve was cursed, Adam was cursed. You get it? Was created to enjoy everything freely, was put in that garden to enjoy everything freely. But then evil came in And God cursed and said, Adam, you will have to eat from your sweat. You will have to work hard and harder to get what to eat. Now that is evil. You get it? Eve was cast to producing pain, to feel pain while giving birth. Now that is evil. You get it? The serpent was cast to crawl on its belly. Now that is evil. To eat dust. Now that is evil. So misuse of authority and freedom breeds evil. Breeds evil. In the New Testament, among the disciples of Jesus, the 12, Judas Iscariot misused his freedom, his power and authority by betraying Jesus. Then evil followed. Evil followed. Judas Iscariot hanged himself. He hanged himself, and that is evil. That is sin now. That is sin. Simon Peter, after denying Jesus, he wept. That is evil. Imagine in the public, you are crying, you are weeping. That is evil. Misuse of authority and freedom breeds evil, my dear candidates. So we have this note. Jesus used his authority to benefit all people. We should learn from Jesus. We should use what we have to benefit all people. Not segregate people. Not serve one group and you neglect the other group. For example, I'm here teaching all of you. I can't say I'm teaching one group, then for you go out. We should follow this. Jesus used his authority to benefit all people. Jesus was a problem solver. Jesus solved all problems. During Jesus' time, people had problems. Sickness, some were lame, hunger. People had very many problems. But Jesus solved some of those problems. For example, you are sick. The problem is sickness. Then Jesus healed the sick. Jesus was a problem solver, and is still a problem solver. My dear candidates, hungry people, Jesus fed the hungry. He fed them. He was not jealous. He was a problem solver. Jesus served all people. Jesus served all people. Jesus served all people, and he gave all people a living example. As we are going to read from the Gospel according to John, chapter 13, starting from verse 12 to 15, where Jesus washed his disciples' feet. Jesus humbled himself as Lord, as teacher, and he washed his disciples' feet. But they were worried, they were surprised of seeing their teacher, their Lord, humbling himself, washing his disciples' apostles' feet. So my dear candidates, those with Bible, open the Gospel according to John. The Gospel according to John, chapter 13, starting from verse 12 to 15. The Gospel according to John, chapter 13, starting from verse 12 to 15. It says, after Jesus had washed their feet, he put his outer garment back on and returned to his place at the table. Do you understand what I have just done to you? He asked. You call me teacher and Lord, and it is right that you do so, because that is what I am. I, your Lord, and teacher have just washed your feet. You then should wash one another's feet. I have set an example for you, so that you will do just what I have done for you. The gospel of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So Jesus set an example to his followers, set an example to the public, and after he told them, do you know what I have just done to you? They didn't. And he told them, I have just given you an example. Go and do the same to yourselves. Go and do the same to yourselves. So my dear candidates, Jesus washed his disciples' feet, showed them love, and also to show the spirit of servanthood, that he came to serve them. So my dear candidates, we should learn that in our position where we are, we should serve. We should serve. We should set an example to the rest. We should do good things. We should take the life of Jesus as our living example. Jesus never sinned, therefore we should also make sure that we avoid sin. Jesus never committed any sin. So in whatever we do, we should avoid evil sins. We should avoid committing sins. We should live life which calls our neighbors to learn from us. We should live as living examples according to the Gospel, chapter 13, verse 12-15. The Gospel of John, chapter 13, verse 12 to 15, where Jesus humbled himself and washed his disciples' feet. Therefore, we should also do the same. Learn from this, that we are called to serve whenever we are. My dear candidates, this marks the end of this lesson. I remain Teacher Trainer Justus from Trainer Bachadi Schools. Whoever wants to reach me, you can call 07066000933. You can reach me and we'll discuss a lot. Thank you for listening.